As the school year began in his second term, Eisenhower faced the gravest domestic crisis of his presidency. In the South, resistance to the desegregation of public schools turned violent.
I think the niggers should not enter the school with the whites, and if the niggers just keep on going, I think the whites should keep their children out of the school.
More than 2 years had passed since the Supreme Court outlawed segregation in public schools. As the day of integration neared, resistance in the South may have been encouraged by the perception that Eisenhower was sympathetic.
If ever there was a time when we must be patient without being complacent, when we must be understanding of other people's deep emotions as well as our own, this is it. Extremists on neither side are going to help this situation.
The struggle over desegregation came to a head as school opened in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1957. Governor Orville Faubus ordered out the National Guard to maintain order and to prevent 9 newly enrolled black children from entering Central High. The nation watched as a mob, backed by the power of a state governor, stood between the children and their constitutional rights. Hoping to stay out of the controversy, Eisenhower began the vacation he had planned in Rhode Island. Instead, Faubus sent the Guard home. That left only the local police to protect the students from the crowd.
Do you think the Negro students ever will get in here?
I think they'll get in here, but I don't know how long they'll live after they do get in here.
The governor triggered the confrontation the president wanted to avoid. Now, Eisenhower had to act.
To make this talk, I have come to the President's office in the White House. I could have spoken from Rhode Island, where I have been staying recently. But I felt that, in speaking from the house of Lincoln, of Jackson, and of Wilson, my words would better convey both the sadness I feel in the action I was compelled today to make, and the firmness with which I intend to pursue this course until the orders of the federal court at Little Rock can be executed without unlawful interference.
In June 1944, Eisenhower had sent the elite 101st Airborne to secure the routes from the Normandy beaches. He now sent them to secure the integrity of the Constitution and the rights of 9 children.
Eisenhower told me that it was the most agonizing decision of his life. It was a terribly difficult decision for him to make. He had many Southern friends. He agreed in many ways with their point of view. But his duty was there, it was clear, and he never hesitated. He did what the Constitution required him to do, and he could never imagine himself doing other. As for personal inner feelings, yeah, it tore him apart. Sending American troops into an American city.
My main interest is not in the desegregation question, Eisenhower wrote a friend. If the day comes when we can obey the orders of our courts only when we personally approve of them, the end of the American system will not be far off.
4 black college students sat down at a lunch counter reserved for whites and refused